Well, hello there. My name is Devontae Forever. It's your boy D, and welcome to another video. And today we are going over 2025 Royal Rumble surprises. So today I have 5 for the Women's Royal Rumble, and then I have 5 for the Men's Royal Rumble of just some opportunities for some people who could return February 1st in Indianapolis at the Royal Rumble. Now, on this list, I took out really pretty much anybody who had a significant, crazy injury. For example, I didn't put Big E on this list because Big E's been dealing with a neck injury for so long. I didn't put Big E on this list. And I did not also put Randy Orton on this list. Reason being is because if Randy Orton returns at the Royal Rumble, I don't believe it will be in the Royal Rumble, but he will return to attack Cody Rhodes or Kevin Owens in the ladder match at the Royal Rumble. So I just wanted to put that out there for people to be mindful. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first name I want to talk about for the Men's Rumble is a long shot, but with the new TNA merger, I thought it would be really cool. Jeff Hardy. Now, I understand Jeff Hardy has an interview out saying that if he stayed clean and blah, 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 in WWE, he could have been as big as John Cena. And now, somebody who's lived through that era, as big as John Cena, I don't know. But I will say this, Jeff Hardy was a big fucking deal. I will tell you this, Jeff Hardy was a massive deal to many kids around the world, and how many adults. Do you know how many people used to do that little that dance? That shit went platinum when I was a child. Jeff Hardy is a legend. He has some of the biggest moments in professional wrestling ever. Some of the craziest stunts we've ever seen was because of Jeff Hardy. And I know that the pop Jeff Hardy would get in the Royal Rumble would be earth-shattering. So, I wanted to give that shout out to Mr. Jeff Hardy. The next person from the Men's Royal Rumble I can see coming in as a surprise for the Rumble is Trick Williams. Trick Williams has lost his NXT Championship to the ruler over Femi. Put that boy on the main roster. It's time for Trick Willie to make that climb to the Raw. Make that climb. And I feel like Trick Williams, it starts at the Royal Rumble. You know, if we're watching the Rumble and we hear that, whoop that trick, it's going to go crazy. And then it'll be cool to see Trick Williams in there with some real big dogs and some real top tier talent. So, Trick Williams, you're on my list. Next on my list, say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Putting Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble would be a great moment for not only for TNA, but also for the WWE, because WWE, we love him. When he came to NXT, he showed he's a star. He showed that he could actually be a draw. And I do believe when Joe Hendry's contract is up with TNA, you know damn well where he's going. You know where he's going. And then more importantly, I know what Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble would mean to Joe Hendry. Why? Because John Cena has already announced he's in the Royal Rumble. Could you imagine the Joe Hendry and John Cena stare down? The internet and the wrestling culture, Joe Hendry, he would love that. That would be a moment. And I think it would be a moment we all would deeply and greatly enjoy. I got no reason to say why Joe Hendry wouldn't be in the Royal Rumble. I think it would be pretty cool. Next on the list, we have, shockingly, Booker T. Why? Because Booker T is fighting Zilla Fatu, and I believe this weekend is either tonight or it's next weekend. I'm pretty sure it's tonight, actually. It's Booker T versus Zilla Fatu. So Booker T's already shown that he can go. I know the last Rumble he was in, and it was in Houston. I say, why not? Like, Booker T showing he's going. Booker T is a legend that we love. He's one of the funniest human beings on the planet, especially on NXT. Booker T be having me crying laughing. Why not put Booker T in the Royal Rumble? I'm all for it. That's a dog. To spin, I need to see that, little spinneroonie action and say, hell, what do you say if him and Trick Williams get to do something together and say Trick throws Booker out the Royal Rumble? That's a cool rub for Trick, especially if he's going to be making his main roster debut. That would be a cool moment. So why not? The last name on my list that I want to go over on Royal Rumble surprises, who I think would be big money, is from TNA, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Nemeth, or formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. I know Dolph Ziggler's on Busted Open. That's great. But could you imagine if you heard that, I'm here to show the world, I'm here to show the world, and he comes out, Dolph Ziggler, or Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, has returned for the Royal Rumble, TNA Heavyweight Champion. Do you know how big of a moment that would be? They've done it for the girls, where Jordynne Grace has been in the last few. Jordynne Grace was in the last Royal Rumble. They've done it for her. Why not? So I'm saying, why not do it for the men? Why not put Dolph, have a return to the WWE? Shit, Dolph's been, 10, 20 years in WWE before he went to TNA? Why not bring him back? I think it would be a very dope, very cool moment to see him back in a ring with a John Cena, with a CM Punk, with a Seth Rollins. It would be really cool. With a Roman Reigns. It would be a really cool moment and a cool thing to see. Dolph Ziggler, you're a TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Busted Open host, Nick Nemeth, in a WWE ring, once again, to get that full-fledged moment and pop, because I genuinely feel like he deserves it. All right, on to the women. First woman on my list we're going to talk about is the Queen, Charlotte Flair. I love me some Charlotte Flair. I think she is the GOAT. Come on, man. I've been waiting for Charlotte Flair to come back for a very long time. I know Charlotte Flair has been training in the ring. We don't know what she's been training for, but I think if Charlotte is in the Royal Rumble, I feel like Charlotte is one of the top choices to win the Royal Rumble. I want to see Charlotte back so bad, because I would love to see Charlotte go at it with Mrs. Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. That's what I want. So I would love to see Charlotte back. But also, if you gotta have Charlotte on the list, you gotta have Becky Lynch on the list. And that's who's next on my list. Becky Lynch is different. Becky Lynch is the draw. Becky Lynch is the man. And Becky Lynch, most importantly than all of that, Becky Lynch is big time, and Becky Lynch is money, okay? Gotta have Becky Lynch on the list to me. No way in hell you don't have Becky Lynch on your list. She is fire. She's dope. She's always been dope, and she forever will be dope. And to have her, to re-include her into this whole storyline with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, I feel that it's only right. It's only right to have Becky Lynch back on our screens, and why not having her make her Royal Rumble return? Next on my list is Alexa Bliss. I would love to see Alexa Bliss back in the WWE. Would absolutely love it. Now, I want Alexa Bliss as the goddess Alexa Bliss. That's what I want. I want to see Alexa Bliss as her true self, the goddess of WWE. If Alexa Bliss comes back as her goddess character instead of the creepy source, the creepy shit she was doing, it'll go back up. Because Alexa Bliss as a goddess is one of them ones. She used to cook people on the mic, and I loved her for it. I don't want to see the Lily doll no more. I want to see grown Alexa Bliss. I know she's a mom, so congratulations to her. I would love to see that goddess version of Alexa Bliss back in WWE. I think it would be special. Next on my list, honestly, I thought of this last week. Nikki Bella. Now, am I the biggest Bella Twins guy? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Do I understand that it took me a while to really understand the impact of them? Because if you think about it, this generation this new generation that's in WWE right now, a lot of them came up and became obsessed after watching Total Divas. Total Divas was their real way into the business and what got them into the business. And I really find that interesting. And once like I kept hearing them say it, I had to give them their flowers. I had to give them to really show them their respect and give them my flowers. There's a lot of people who grew up watching wrestling because of the Bella twins, and I got to give them some love. I don't think Brie would be there because, Bryan's in AEW. So I can't see Brie there, but Nikki, I can see Nikki there, and Nikki still looks good. And after everything Nikki's gone through in the past few months and everything, I feel like a return for Nikki Bella would be solid. And I think it kind of would be dope. I think it'd even be more dope than when she was in the first Royal Rumble ever for women. So, Nikki Bella, much gratitude and much respect. And then, finally on my list, it's the one person out of all this list we all want to see in the fucking Royal Rumble. And that person is AJ Lee. We gotta, come on, bro. Come on, man. The streets need AJ Lee back in the WWE. I have been dying for her to come back and mix it up with these girls that we have right now on this current roster. I have been begging for it. I have been desiring for it. I have wanted it, and I still will continue to put this on every list I will ever make from now until she's in her 50s. Okay? You can ask me next year for Royal Rumble 26 who should return. I'm going to pick AJ Lee. Why? Because if she doesn't do it this year, I'm going to pick her next year. It is what it is. We need to see AJ Lee one more time. And yes, has it become somewhat more possible because CM Punk is back in WWE? Yeah, we'll always say that. But AJ Lee is a god, and AJ Lee deserves her flowers because AJ Lee, a lot of how women's wrestling is presented today, it's because of AJ Lee. And honestly, I always felt like AJ Lee and Paige should be in the WWE. I've always felt Paige is another one. She has no business not being in WWE. Why she's in AEW doing whatever she's doing in AEW, I don't know. It never made sense to me why Paige went to AEW. I don't understand it. Paige is one of the very few divas who actually got pushed kind of well in WWE. Why she's in AEW? Beats me. But if she wants to be there, by all means. But AJ Lee, she would thrive to a whole different level now than she did when she was going against when she was Divas champion in 2000 in the early 2010s. So AJ Lee is my number one. She will forever be my number one for a Royal Rumble surprise. That's my list of Royal Rumble surprises. Who do you guys have? Who do you guys want to see in the Royal Rumble? Because we are right around the corner. We got a little bit under 3 weeks left to go, and it's about to get spicy. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. It has been your boy D. I love you. I appreciate you. Forever gang. And until forever finds you,